I'm an investor. I get the philosophical side and I err towards that, the decentralization, but I'm also an investor. At core, what do I want to do? I want to make sure that my family is protected and can generate wealth, and the people around me are my friends. That's really what I care about. Then I'm looking for, okay, what is a real network effect? Because there's network effects is just not the number of people who own the token. Doge, for example, has a lot of token holders. Does it have a network? Not yet. Could it have a network? Sure. Now, that's what Elon Musk has basically pointed out. He's like, if I could create use case for this, it's going to have millions of users and a use case. Then you create a proper network. Now, when you're talking about Ethereum, clearly got ridiculous network effects. And then almost everything else lies in the middle. And some of them will never get the network effects that we want, or maybe they deserve. It just happens that way. And others will, and maybe for the wrong reasons. So, it's a complicated world, but it's kind of interesting and fun.
And like Bitcoin and Ethereum have the biggest network effects, the most Metcalfe's law by far. Is there another protocol you're looking at that you think, damn, this network effect, this Metcalfe's law for this protocol, this is kind of interesting to me?
I don't really focus massively on a lot of them, but I notice, for example, Solana, a lot of use case. We're seeing Terra, Luna, there's a lot of use case happening. There's different things being built on top of it. We saw it with even the Binance token, So there's some interesting stuff, interesting for different reasons, less retail-y, more use casey. So there's a lot of that. I think the really big stuff is to come, and that's going to come out of communities and other stuff. So we're still very early. We can't really tell what's going to win in the end, but I know that there's certain macro bets that are likely to win, right? Bitcoin, one. Ethereum, another. I think we're going to see, obviously DeFi is another. NFTs, we don't know what platform and how the hell that's going to work, but that space is going to grow. Community and social tokens, that's going to grow. And interoperability, that's going to grow. Which ones? I don't know. That's the game like saying what stock in the S&P is going to be the best performer over the next 10 years. I don't know.
Cardano is equally a part of the conversation as some of these other networks that actually have people, using them.
No, I own a bit of it, but I don't think so yet. I see a one-sided network effect still. I know there's the African deal and stuff, but you can buy stuff like that. The reality is how much actual interconnection between all of the people on the network, applications being built on it, there's not enough yet. And that's okay. We don't know the answer, but we have to be honest with ourselves and say, okay, well, we'll give it 5 years. And if in 5 years it doesn't really take off, then the token's not going to be worth as much as it is today. No. Will it be worth zero? No.
What's maybe the biggest piece of advice you would give somebody entering the crypto space today?
The piece of advice is, what do you want out of it? What are you looking to do? How old are you? What is your risk tolerance? Are you looking to learn? Do you want to figure out how markets work and this looks interesting to you? Decide, okay, in that case, don't go all in. Just put a bit of money in and get a feel for it. Get an understanding of what these different things are, what project really works for you, and enjoy the process of learning, losing money, making money, being the dumbass, and then thinking you're a hero and then realizing you're not. All the things that every person who ever invests has to go through, do it and enjoy it. And if you can write notes so you actually learn, it's really, really useful. If on the other hand, you're saying, okay, what I want to do is I want to get exposure to this space because I want a long-term investment. I want to build a significant thing like I would have done to my 401k or in addition to my 401k, then that's a different conversation. Then what you would do is start looking for portfolio allocation, which is, okay, safety first. You want the highest quality product with most of your money in it. So that would be Bitcoin. And then you probably want Ethereum, a decent size because the network effect and its use cases are so enormous. And then after that, you start thinking like I'm thinking. It's like, what do I know about the next part of this? Do I have any informational edge? Do I just buy the Bitwise 10 and just do that? Is that a smarter way of getting that investment? Probably. And then maybe in a couple of years' time, when you're starting to understand areas that really excite you, it might have been DeFi, it might be social tokens, it might be anything, it might be NFTs, that you can start then allocating a bit more of your own money into those bets. So that's how I play it. It really depends what kind of thing you're trying to get out of it. You can get both out of it as well. You can put your regular dollar cost averaging plus a few lump sums in as you go, and you can have a trading account and lose all the money and be the complete ape. And that's okay. You can be both.
You're relatively young and you don't have a lot of money, maybe $1,000, but you wanted to take advantage of hopefully the best part of the rest of this bull run. How would you turn $1,000 into $1 million? Like, what would you do if you had nothing?
You never start an equation with that. That's just not investing. What you're doing there is wildly speculating in the desperate hope you're going to make money. What you should be saying is, how can I maximize the return out of my $1,000 without losing it all? So will Bitcoin go up as much as Ethereum over this cycle? I don't know. Are either of these going to go to zero? No chance. Can I write my $1,000 off and say, I don't care, I'm going to flip it into Doge? Fine, you're just speculating. So, there is no get rich quick. It doesn't work in this world. That's just pure gambling. And you might as well just go to Vegas with your $1,000. The answer is, you can never approach it that way. I think are important to me is one is an open mind. The issue with this space is if you decide some network is your thing and you invest your $1,000 that you think is going to go to $1 million, you're now going to go on Twitter and every place fighting for your network. And that's good and also bad. You can fight for your network and be inclusive. I don't like the fractionalization of everybody. Everybody's fracturing into small tribes. It's a bigger picture out there. It's a big world out there. And I just don't get it why people are doing this, because they're turning people off. The amount of people who got turned off Bitcoin in the last 9 months is astonishing. I mean, I've got various points where I've just thought, you know what, I'm just going to sell my Bitcoin. I just don't give a shit anymore because this group is so toxic. And it happens elsewhere in many other tokens. And it's just not right. So that's one thing that I really observe. And the other thing I'm really passionate about in getting people to understand how to take risk. Because buying a small, unknown, newly issued token is not the same as buying Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin people will say, they're all scams. No, they're not. These are VC projects, some of which will be scams, as every company and every walk of life. But these are new projects. Business knows that your business is worth zero half the time. Half the time you think you're going to get rich, and half the time you think, oh, I'm going broke. And until it finally gets traction, that's normal. So you need to allocate according to the risk you're taking. Now, you may be the really, really smart person, but it's teaching people how to use risk management, because so many people are into this space are new to investing. And that's cool. But just understand some basics about where to be happy to lose money and where to be happy not to lose money. And I'm not even talking about trading. I'm just like, you won't lose as much money in Bitcoin as you will lose if you get it wrong in a small token. So you don't put the same amount of money in each. And I think that lesson for people is a huge lesson to learn.